Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move. Today, I'm Paul Sweeney alongside Lisa Mateo.
I want to take us to Anurag Rana. He is Bloomberg Intelligence Technology Analyst. CoreWeave, buying Core Scientific. It's an all-stock transaction. Anurag, I want to bring you in and talk about this for CoreWeave. What is the benefit from this? What do they gain from this?
I mean, think about it, that they have capacity to process X number of transactions or the backlog that they have. With this particular deal, they are expanding their infrastructure. I mean, it's a very simple deal, as if, they're just buying more factories to produce what they do. So it's as simple as that.
Tell us what CoreWeave is. What do they do? And why are they shelling out $9 billion to get bigger, I guess?
So in the purest of pure forms, they are just renting computing resources to anybody that wants to run an AI infrastructure. They are a very big NVIDIA shop. They basically buy GPUs from NVIDIA. They create a network or an infrastructure, and they give it to people to go out and experiment or do whatever they need to do on that infrastructure. It's no different than what AWS does, but very heavy focus on GPUs rather than the CPUs. So that's really the big difference between a pure play provider like CoreWeave versus Amazon Web Services.
Now, if you can dig into some of the background, what kind of challenges has CoreWeave had in the past? I mean, didn't they have a pretty dismal IPO?
Yeah, I think that's really the most important thing is, everybody thought when they're going to come out as the first pure play, AI infrastructure IPO, it's going to be extremely popular, but it didn't happen. And the reason for that is because they need a large amount of upfront capital to build these data centers, and then the workload comes in over the next several years. So there's a lot of questions about whether there's going to be sustainability of this GPU demand going forward several years out. So that's why you are right. The IPO came at 40. In a few days, it was down to 35. But now we are seeing, the stock closer to 160 before this deal was announced. So we have talked about it before that, why aren't they doing a secondary when it's like $160 stock? So what they did instead is they used their stock to go out and buy another competitor. I shouldn't say competitor, but, another company in that space so that it expands their capacity. And, I think they're doing the right thing by using stock at this point.
Are there more CoreWeaves out there, Anurag? Kind of more pure play AI stories, maybe the kind of the sausage of AI, if you will, the guts that somebody could take public?
There are multiples of them, but they are much smaller size in CoreWeave. I would say there would be hundreds of them at this point because, you go out, you buy the GPU, you go out and start renting it out. In a long time ago, this high-powered computing was used for Bitcoin mining, and then when that's not in favor, these guys are renting out their infrastructure for other reasons. So there are other plays out there, but almost all of them are much smaller than CoreWeave from a pure play point of view.
Now we digged into CoreWeave. What about Core Scientific? What's the attraction to them?
I mean, it's just they are expanding the number of, the capacity that they have to process the transactions in a sense that CoreWeave has a massive backlog right now. They have people wanting to use their services, and then these guys have to go out and lease it from, other companies like Core Scientific. In this case, they said, they have an agreement with them to lease their facilities. They just said, we'll buy it out and expand their size. And I think that's as simple as that.
And I think I have to point out, Lisa, CoreWeave, based in Livingston, New Jersey.
New Jersey, yes.
So, folks, a little history lesson. Before there was Silicon Valley, there was New Jersey. There was Central Jersey, the Institute for Advanced Study, Princeton University, Menlo Park, New Jersey. Before there was a Menlo Park, California, before there's a Sand Hill Road in Silicon Valley, there's a Sand Hill Road in Jersey. There's all these Jersey guys went out and created Silicon Valley. It all comes back to New Jersey.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.